So after spending a beautiful day outside in the garden today, I noticed my kale is really growing fantastic, beautiful. So I got way more kale that I can handle. I start thinking about the previous episode that you can actually see on our channel, and I start putting the two together and thinking, why don't I make a dish with the kale today with some currants, some nuts, macadamia nuts in this case. We're going to infuse few little aromas like ginger, lemon zest, touch of orange juice, and pull it together full of flavor. And we are going to serve a nice piece of white fish which we are going to saute briefly, very simple, in a lemon sauce, and serve it on top of our kale with some boiled potatoes next to it. I picked potato because that's what I came up to me. You could simply substitute the potatoes with some white rice, some quinoa pilaf, but please do not serve with spaghetti like everything is served in this country. Everything, meatball with spaghetti, this with spaghetti, the other with spaghetti. No, no spaghetti. Let's skip that. I roughly chopped my kale. I took the big stem out, and my cat agrees with that statement. So we start by sprinkling some nice olive oil, a couple tablespoons based on the amount. This is just for me and the camera, so we don't have to make a lot, but if there is a little bit of leftover, doesn't hurt anybody. I use 2 garlic cloves. I do like a little bit of a kick, so I'm going to sprinkle some hot pepper. This specific flake, it's not super hot, so I'm not worried, and then I can always add later on if I want to. I watch until I see the flakes or the garlic get a small sizzle in there, which tells me when to start adding my next ingredients. You can see the garlic is going to start dancing a little bit, as you can see. Now you got to be careful at this point because it goes from the sizzling dancing to burnt very quick, and you don't want that burnt background in any dish, not just this one. Now at this point we are going to add our currants and our nuts. We'll give it a little toss. Try to get a little bit of color on the nuts. At the same time, you will see that the currants are going to start plump up a little bit. To help with that, we're going to add a little bit of our orange juice. This is about 1/4 cup. Now, what do we do with the rest? We drink it. Fantastic! I see that we're getting a little color on the nuts over there, and I'm going to add my kale. We're going to reduce the heat a bit, distribute the liquids. I'm going to wait a tiny bit. Meantime, I start looking at my next ingredient. I'm gonna snap some of this beautiful organic ginger, some beautiful ginger, and I'm going to grate it over it using one of these, the planer grater. Any kind of grater will do. If you don't happen to have any grater, you can chop it, finely chop it, you'll find a way to introduce into the dish. Amount, again, it depends how gingerly you want it. Now I'm grating and I don't see a lot coming down, but if you turn around you'll see that we have a nice amount on the other side of the planer. Now we can stop at this point, and we can always decide later on if we want to add or not. Now, in the same manner that we did that, we are going to use lemon zest. The peel of the lemon has way more flavor and aroma than the lemon itself. The juice, rather. The juice of the lemon, it's good to make lemonade, yes, we'll use it in the sauce when we'll make the fish later on, and as a lemon juice flavor. The zest, like right now as I'm grating this, the entire room is getting this citrus, fresh citrusy aroma, which is fantastic. I only want to take the very thin layer, the yellow part. You don't want the underneath layer, the white part, because it tends to be a little bitter and not much of flavor there. So there we go. We got that going. Give that a toss. Now, at the same time, the kale itself is going to release some of the natural water in it, and we're going to sprinkle a little pepper, a little salt, turn down to low heat, cover, and good time to go finish the orange juice that we still have. Alright, since we took the big stem out and we gave it a rough chop, it really took only a few minutes to cook, also because I like to keep it nice dark green and crunchy. Some people might like their kale a little mushy, just like people like their spinach creamed. This, to me, it looks totally perfect to serve. Now, as I say, the fish is very delicate, very quick. Briefly, like a minute, cook my fish and immediately serve over, and you are ready to eat, my friends. Give it a little salt and pepper on the fish. Salt and pepper the other side. Not even a minute on one side. We are going to flip it. I'm going to squeeze some lemon. We take the seeds of the lemon that just fell in. Little parsley. I'll turn it off. The pan is still hot, so it's still cooking as I get my plates ready. Okay, nice juice. A little bit of our boiled potatoes. Grab a fork, and there you have it. And that's our dish for today, inspired by my garden, for having such an abundance, beautiful kale. Just came up with it by looking at my garden. You'll be surprised sometime what you can come up with just by feeling and looking what nature gives you at the right time of the year. Here's our fish with the kale. Keep watching Ask Chef Tony, and don't forget to subscribe. It's good for you and it's good for me. Buon appetito.